We produce a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff created with the intention of being just used once, disposable. But who says we only need to use it once and throw it away? There are tons of so-called disposable items that can be used multiple times.
Why get Tupperware? You can get Filipino Tupperware for half the price. I've seen Tupperware go for $100. Are you kidding me? Look at these medium-sized containers right here. Look at this. Look at that. Listen to that snap. Listen to that. Airtight. You can put your soup in there. You can put M&Ms, Juju things in there.
Whether you call it Filipino Tupperware or Korean Tupperware, it doesn't matter. The key is to recognize what you can reuse so you can spend your money on the things that you truly love. So in that spirit, let me share with you 21 so-called disposable items that you can use over and over again. And in case we haven't met, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise, where we learn to grow our wealth slow and steady. Number 1 disposable item you should always reuse. And this one's actually one of my favorites. Birthday candles. Birthdays come every year, and if you have a big family, they come multiple times a year. Now, unless you have a birthday on the same day as another family member, the chances are you need to buy a new birthday cake for every birthday event. However, that doesn't mean you need to buy new candles every time. Candles, unlike perishable food, don't go bad with time. You can keep them in your drawer for many years and they're as good as the day you bought them. Therefore, what I like to do after we sing the annual birthday song and the birthday candles are blown out is to save the candles for the next event. I use the same candle for my kid's birthday cake for the past 10 years and they have never noticed. Only the fact that I rushed them to quickly blow them out so I can continue to use them until their 21st birthday. But you might be thinking, how about candles like this, which are custom made for your kid's 6th birthday? Remember, they'll eventually turn 9. Number 2 disposable item you should always reuse. Gift bags. Another one of my favorites. We all receive gifts, and when the gift giver is nice, they usually use a super nice gift bag. I say, why only keep the gift? Keep the gift bag as well. What I like to do is have a separate area in my supply closet where I keep a collection of nice gift bags. After having done this for many years, I have a collection of gift bags of all sizes and all occasions. And who says you can't use a Christmas-themed gift bag for a birthday present? If it's the perfect size, I have no shame. And also you might be thinking, what about all the great gift wrapping materials in the bag? Should I save them as well? Well, if you're thinking that, bravo to you, my friend. You're already on your way to greatness. Number 3 disposable item you should always reuse. Gift wrapping materials. I don't throw any of these away. Nice tissue paper that came with the gift bag, ribbons, gift box, or sometimes even the wrapping paper. If they're in a good condition, I keep them stored in the bin so I can reuse them the next time I need to give a gift. One of my pet peeves is having to spend money and time on things I do not care about. I care about giving nice gifts to people, but I do not care about the wrapping, especially if there are a bunch of free ones available. Thus, I always save gift wrapping supplies if I can so I can repurpose them in the future. Number 4 disposable item you should always reuse. Pretty much anything you can get for free at a hotel.
Okay, how about this?
No, you can't take the remote control.
Yes, but the batteries. Thank you very much.
That's right, you can't take the TV remote, but everything else, like lotion, soap, shampoo, if it's for the taking, no shame, we're taking it. And the more high-end the hotel, the nicer the stuff you can take home. Given both my wife and I spend our share of nights in many hotel rooms, we have a whole bin dedicated to free hotel stuff we've collected. I can't remember the last time I had to buy a bar of soap because I have so many stacked in our bin. Number 5 disposable item you should always reuse. Scratch paper. This is especially useful with kids. We get random papers all the time. PowerPoint printouts from work, a white paper report you had to finish reading for that meeting, or just some scratch paper you took some notes on. Whatever the case, if only one side was used, don't throw it away. Keep it so you can repurpose it. I have a bin where I throw all the paper that can be potentially reused. And this comes especially handy when my kids ask for paper to do stuff on, for craft, for drawing, or just to doodle on. They go through so much paper because they're constantly writing things or drawing things, which is great. But what is even more great is when they use scratch paper that would normally have ended up in a recycle bin. Number 6, in the line of giving home office supplies a second life, folders. Again, if you work in an office, you probably go through a lot of folders. And many times after one use, it's easy to just dump it in the recycling bin like scratch paper. However, give it a second life. With a good label maker, that old manila folder used for expense reports can now be given a second life as a folder for your kids' artwork or unprocessed bills. Number 7 disposable item you should always reuse. Newspaper. If you subscribe to print newspaper, don't just recycle them after reading them. There are so many things you can do with old newspaper. Doing some work around the house, use them to protect your floor, especially if you're doing intensive work like painting. Like to barbecue? Crumble them up and use them as fire starters. I personally find them very handy as packing materials. Whenever I have to ship something, instead of buying packing materials from the store, I use old newspapers to fill in the cracks inside the box. Not only are they just as effective in protecting the package I'm shipping, I don't need to spend precious dollars that would have ended up in the box anyways. Number 8 disposable item you should always reuse. Blank letter envelopes. Usually you can find extra envelopes inside mails. Companies send them to make it easier to pay your bills. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I advocate for going digital as much as possible, automating all your bill pay online, thus no need to mail your bills in. But that doesn't mean you need to throw away these extra blank letter envelopes. Save them. It may not be to mail in bills, but envelopes come handy here and there, storing little loose things, to keep cash in, or mailing when you need to. Regardless, if a company happens to send you free blank letter envelopes, save them for future use. Before we get to the next item you should reuse, a quick reminder. Make sure to download your free one-page companion PDF guide that goes along with this video. Everything I'm covering here in a simple to digest one-page format. So go to the link I'll have in the description below to grab your free copy. Number 9 disposable item you should always reuse. Takeout containers. When you go out to eat and have leftovers, usually bring them home using takeout containers like these. Many people throw away these containers after they finish the leftovers, but if the container, especially plastic ones like this, are in good condition, you can give them a second life. What I like to do is use them to store loose items, especially loose kiss items. These clear ones are great. I can see what's in them, and if they crack or break, I'm not annoyed because I got them for free anyways. Number 10 disposable item you should always reuse. Toothbrush. Once you're done using your toothbrush, no need to just throw them away. Instead, give them a second life by saving them to use as handy cleaning tools. Because of the small head, toothbrushes are great for reaching into small spaces where larger brushes can't reach. I especially like using them to clean bathroom and kitchen grout. And because I was going to throw them out anyways, I don't get annoyed if I don't get to use them over and over again. Number 11 disposable item you should always reuse. Aluminum foil. It's tempting to throw away aluminum foil after one use. However, aluminum foil, like most other metals, is very durable. So if you're careful when you use them, with some soap and water, you can give it a second life. After you use them for baking or keeping food warm, just rinse them, let it dry, and fold it for the next use. A big win if you can reuse the same foil multiple times. Number 12 disposable item you should always reuse. Plastic or glass container. Think jam or pickle glass containers. You can easily reuse many of these.
Look what it comes with. Boom! An oil container. That's right, whenever you have oil, you just pour it into this little glass jar, plug it up like that, write oil on it. What kind of oil is that? Fish. You get a masking tape, put it across, write fish.
You can reuse them in the kitchen, but I personally like to use them outside the kitchen. Again, many of these make excellent small storage containers for loose small items. Now, you want to be careful not to hoard them just for the sake of reusing them, but if it can help with home organization and save money on storage containers, why not? Number 13 disposable item you should always reuse. Amazon cardboard boxes. If you're like me, you probably order a lot of items from Amazon. Toilet paper, books, electronic gadgets. And all these items come with boxes. Instead of recycling them, reuse them. Whenever I need to mail something or return something, these boxes come very handy. No need to ever pay money for boxes. Number 14, in the line of shipping boxes, all the packing materials that comes with these boxes. Think bubble wraps, packing material, styrofoam fillers. Save this in case you need to mail something in the future. Companies are sending them to you for free, so no need to ever buy them if you could help it. Number 15 disposable item you should always reuse. Apple product boxes. Of all the product packaging, I personally think Apple boxes are the best. They're not only aesthetically pleasing to look at, but also quite sturdy. Even the small ones for Apple AirPod or your cell phone. They're so well built that I hesitate throwing them into the recycling bin. Well, if you've been in the same dilemma as I have, no worries. They're perfect for organizing small items. You can use them as a drawer organizer or for any other small items that need a home. Number 16 disposable item that you should always reuse. Rubber bands. A lot of vegetables like broccoli and asparagus come with rubber bands wrapped around them. No need to throw them away just because they've been used once. Save them and reuse them. Rubber bands come in handy in so many ways. Hold together a group of colored pencils or a cheap DIY home lock so your kids don't interrupt you when you're on a work call. And not sure where to keep these small loose items? How about in that Apple product box that you just saved? Number 17 disposable item you should always reuse. Twist ties. It can be these ones that my kids find in art craft kits, or they can be those that come in store-bought bread. Similar to rubber bands, these can be repurposed quite easily. Tie an open bag of cookies or use them to tie together loose electronic cables. Number 18 disposable item you should always reuse. Plastic Easter eggs. You know the ones that people use for Easter? You put candy in them and hide them for the Easter egg search? Well, many people buy these just for Easter and throw them away or recycle them. I say, why not save them for the following year? I keep a whole bin of plastic Easter eggs just for that purpose. Just like Christmas ornaments, I reuse the same Easter eggs for my kids and they don't know the difference. Number 19 disposable item you should always reuse. Free crayons from family restaurants. Whenever you go to a family-friendly restaurant like Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, or Red Robin, they often give free crayons and a kids menu that serve double purpose as coloring paper to keep the kids occupied. After the meal, don't leave the crayons. Take them home so you can continue the fun at home. Number 20 disposable item you should always reuse. Last year's calendar. What do you do with the calendar after the year is over? Recycle them? You could. But in the Kim family, since I'm always looking to see what we can repurpose, I like to save them for the kids. They come extra handy with kids' school projects or just arts and craft. These big desk calendars from last year are especially handy to cover the table when my kids want to paint. Number 21 disposable item you should always reuse. Used coffee grounds. Now I know, used coffee grounds are technically not disposable items. They're more of a byproduct. But given they're something we would normally throw away, I thought I would mention it here. Also, given my wife and I consume a lot of coffee, we find ourselves repurposing used coffee grounds often. Here are a few common ways to repurpose them. 1. You can use them to fertilize your garden. Now, I don't know the science behind why, but apparently coffee grounds contain several key minerals for plant growth, such as nitrogen, calcium, and potassium. 2. If you don't have a garden, use it to neutralize odors. Again, I don't know the science for why, but they can help absorb and eliminate odors from your refrigerator or your gym bag. Thank you guys for watching, and in the line of saving and repurposing, sometimes we could take it a bit too far. So to see if you might be on that end of the spectrum, check out my video where I go over the signs that you might own too much stuff. Until next time, all the best.